Check this out. There are only 5 racers in the history of NASCAR who've won the Great American Race in back-to-back seasons. And we got one of them in studio. Welcome back to the studio, the winner of the 2024 and 2025 Daytona 500. William Byron is in the building. What's going on, my man?
Good to see you, bud.
What's up? Yeah. We work on that. Okay, there we go. Shake and bake, shake and bake. I mean, what's the last, I guess, it's Tuesday today, but what's the last, I guess, 48 to 72 hours been like for you?
Yeah, it's been wild. We've just been all over. We were at Monday Night Raw last night watching some wrestling.
Okay.
That was pretty fun. Then came up to New York last night, here for some interviews today.
Okay.
And then we raced on Sunday in Atlanta, so it's kind of a crazy week. But
it's a quick turnaround.
It's a quick turnaround, man.
Speaking of Raw, if you could have a walkout song to you walking to your car before a race, what would your walkout song be?
Man, I would do. I like some Avicii, so I would maybe do some like EDM or something. But we have one race a year that we do a walkout song, so I'll have to think about it for Bristol in the fall. So we'll see. Yeah.
Party in the number 24 car, right? You got a little Avicii going in there. Got a little bop to you while you're driving and stuff. All right, man. So you went from 9th to 1st on the final lap. So kind of talk to us in NASCAR terminology. Break it down to me. 1, your strategy with the race on the line, and then 2, how are you able to avoid the backstretch of crashes and just everything to move into that outside lane?
Yeah, well, it's just a crazy race. I mean, there's a lot that goes into those last few laps, a lot of pushing and shoving. It's basically bumper cars at 200 miles per hour. So we were in a good position on the outside because typically the outside has room to work and kind of change lanes. So for me, I was in the second groove on the outside going into turn 1. There was some shuffling, and I was able to pick up a couple spots. So when I got off of turn 2, I was in 6th. And at that point, I'm just thinking, how do I make a move down the back stretch to get as far forward as I can? I went to the outside. The crash happened on the bottom, and I was able to squeeze by. But very fortunate that I got by the wreck the way I did. But it was also like some anticipation to try to go to the third lane and make a move.
Is that more like your intuition, or is that communication between you and your pit crew?
Yeah, it's just intuition. Like you're kind of picking up on little cues of what speed everyone's carrying. There's no brake lights on these cars, so you don't really know how fast everyone's going. It's just depth perception and just a feel. So I felt like that was the right place to be, and fortunately it was.
All right, when you hit the checker flag, you win it. Was last year's kind of initial feeling different than this year's?
Yeah, last year was a rush. Like I just didn't really take it all in. It was just a lot going on. And this year I had a chance to have my family there, and that was really cool. They were all on the front stretch. So it just was more, this year was surreal, but at the same time I got a chance to really enjoy and take it all in.
You mentioned how, you're kind of going through the media thing now, then you got to get back to Atlanta to get ready for a race on Sunday.
Yeah.
Is there anything different from last year to this year in terms of getting ready from race 1 to race 2?
Yeah, I feel like last year we had a great start to the year. We won 3 races in the first 8, but the first month of the season was kind of rocky. So this year, just trying to focus on being consistent and just get to Atlanta, have a consistent race, and try to, if we can win, great. But if we can run in the top 5 or top 10, that's also a good day.
All right, I love Atlanta. Love the Waffle House. You a Waffle House guy?
I love Waffle House, man.
Love me a Waffle House guy, man.
Yeah.
You won the Great American Race. Get you an All-Star special down there before you listen to your Avicii to get into the car for Sunday's race. All right, you're the 5th driver to go back to back. I mean, just give me one word to describe the feeling of having your name up there with the Sterling Marlins and the Richard Pettys.
Well, it's special. I mean, that trophy is just really special. They put your name on a plaque, and it's filled with hundreds of names. So it's just really special, and I think that that's something, definitely long term will stick with me.
Do you get to kind of have a replica of the trophy? You put that up in your man cave? Like, what do you do with it?
So they have like the trophy that you get is like 50 pounds, and it's probably this big. And then they have a huge trophy that they display at the track. It has all the names. So mine doesn't have my name on it, but it's pretty cool. It has Daytona 500.
Nice.
So.
They didn't give us a Vince Lombardi trophy when I won the Super Bowl back in 2007, but I should definitely get a replica made of that.
You should, man.
I mean, that's something in the man cave.
That thing's special.
Absolutely, man. People come in people can have great stuff in the man cave, but when you have like a championship trophy there, forget the beer.
Do you have a ring?
Yeah, I keep my ring. Yeah,
I've
lost my ring like 3 times. Like,
really?
Yeah. Do you guys get rings? Yeah, I've replaced it.
I have a couple rings. Yeah.
Okay. You got it on you now?
I do.
Let's see the bling.
You want to see it?
I want to see the bling, man. I would have brought mine.
I got the. This is this year. So.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at the ice on that one. This is this year?
Yeah. Wow. This is last year's, but it's try to keep it in good shape. But
Bling Byron is what they're going to start calling you pretty soon. You guys had almost a 3.5 hour rain delay. Like, take us into that world.
Yeah.
What are you and the other drivers, like, what are you guys doing during like extended rain delays and all? How do you keep yourself in the moment?
Yeah, like 3.5 hours is a long time. So you're kind of just sitting there anticipating. But the thing we do is talk to the team for a little bit, talk about the strategy, kind of where we are in the race. We were on lap 11, so we had a lot of time left in the race. So just talking about fuel. And then I went to the bus. We have motorhomes at the track, and I snacked for a while. Just had a bunch of Nutella, little cookies, and then I took a nap. And the nap was honestly great because it kind of got me reset and relaxed.
Do you call family? Do you call anyone, or you just stay zoned in?
I just text some people. But even my crew chief, he's like, get off your phone, like.
You gotta stay
chill.
Present.
Yeah, you gotta stay present.
Like kind of like Bruce Lee, like be water. Like, like stay locked in the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Imagine. All right, so big lot of storylines and talking points coming out of the crashes late in the race. I want to make sure I get this right because Ryan Preece's car, we saw him take flight, landed upside down before it eventually landed on his tires.
Yeah.
He said after the race, "I'm lucky to walk away, but we're getting close to somebody not being able to."
Yeah.
What goes through your mind when you hear those type of comments, and are there any changes or maybe even additions safety-wise that could be made for the cars and the tracks going forward?
Well, I think the cars are really safe, the cars themselves, but the style of racing is getting very chaotic, and it typically does at Daytona. There's a lot of pushing and shoving, and crashes come with that. I think we could do some things to the cars to make them a little less draggy, so we don't have as much of a bubble So right now, the front car, it's hard for them to get away. They're really kind of pulled backwards towards the rest of the pack. So I think we could do some things where the lead car is maybe not as draggy, and it allows somebody to control the race.
Would that be something that would be done after this season, or is that something that can kind of be changed or implemented while the season's going on?
Yeah, it's hard to make those changes during the season, but I do feel like it's needed. I think we need to look at it and, kind of reinvestigate it a little bit and see how we can make it a little bit better.
Another thing that's kind of blew up on social media, Denny Hamlin on his podcast, Actions Detrimental, said that the media and drivers need to call out the bad driving that they see on these drafting tracks, and that the entertainment part is overtaking the sporting side. Do you agree or disagree that drivers should be holding each other a little bit more accountable?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of over-aggression going on the racetrack. Like at these speedways, a lot of people are just pushing whenever they can. And there's an art to bump drafting. You can't just drive up to somebody and slam them. You have to hit them straight and square. And I think we got to kind of revisit how we're doing that as a group, and also critiquing the guys who are over-aggressive and somehow making those guys pay for that.
Now that you've won back-to-back, like, do you consider yourself a leader in this sport? Is this something where now it kind of falls on you to go up to some of these drivers and be like, hey guys, let's come together, let's talk about this? Because I mean, you hearing Ryan Preece say something like that can be kind of alarming to hear one of your colleagues or fellow drivers say something
for
like
sure
that.
Yeah, I think we need to I'm on a board now for the drivers, so I think that there's a lot of ways you can contribute in the sport. I'm more of a quiet person, but I do like to talk about things when we're in meetings and behind closed doors. So hopefully we can just continue to have those conversations and improve the sport and the racing, because we want to see the best racing that we can possibly have.
So what's the next big race for you to kind of check off on your list? Like, I gotta get this one.
There's a 600-mile race, which is the longest race for us, and it's over 4 hours. That's at my home track in Charlotte. So that's in May. That would be an awesome race to win. So hopefully this year could be that year. That would be really sweet.
And you say 600 miles in 4 hours. It's like my family's from Hampton, Virginia, and I'll drive my 2-year-old home 6 hours. Like I can't
a long
imagine
time,
being in a
man.
car with a kid for that long. Like,
Yeah.
when you just driving through it as
Yeah, you're
fast
in this
as
tight
possible.
seat. Yeah, it's very claustrophobic in there. So
what's next for William Byron?
Yeah.
Like, what's next for you?
Just Atlanta this weekend. We have another race on Sunday, so I'll get done here today and then go back to Charlotte, have a couple days to recover and regroup for the weekend and get going again.
I'm not talking like race-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, this puts you into an elite group now.
Yeah.
I'm talking like just brand-wise, just
Yeah.
going forward now that, I mean, you're somewhere, you're one of 5 to ever do something. So now, how has that kind of helped you off the track with brand ventures and adventures and all that?
Well, it's an honor. I mean, I think it kind of allows me to do things that I really love and enjoy. So it allows me to go to some sporting events and do some cool things that I haven't gotten a chance to do. So hopefully check a few concerts off the list this year, see a few musicians that I really like, and just keep going, man. I love to be out and about doing events, and so hopefully we can do some more of that.
Who are some of the concerts you would want to go check out?
I mean, I have a lot of variety. I like a lot of country music. So Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen, Eric Church is great, and then I don't know. I like some different stuff too. Like I went to a Post Malone concert last year, so hopefully
he's a good performer.
He's
really
great, man. He's awesome. So we'll see. Hopefully, Noah Khan. He's a really good performer too.
I think the Super Bowl goes with like a country artist next year. So who would you like to see perform at the Super Bowl that has star power?
Yeah.
That could really perform and really kind of gather all the audiences when it comes to performing at the Super Bowl.
That's true, man. I think they should do a little bit of a collab. You know, they did that. They actually did a concert in Charlotte, concert for Carolinas. It was Luke Combs and Eric Church, and they had a few other guys. So maybe they do a little bit of a collab. That would be pretty cool. But I'm excited for that. I did like the Kendrick concert. I thought it was great. So yeah, that was cool.
It was cool.
It was different.
It was different. Next year I want to see something where it's like different genres. Everybody come in, just have a rocked out show.
I agree.
I mean, I watch it for the football game, but a lot of people watch it for the performance. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, man. Hey, man, congratulations,
Thank you, man.
Let's get you back next year for the 3rd time. No Kansas City Chiefs with you, baby. You're gonna get that 3-peat.
Thank you, dude.
I appreciate you coming in, man.